All right, so today's video, we are here with another Quickplay Warrior series where I'll be watching some a Quickplay game, a rank game, guessing the ranks, and this one is going to be a Mercy on PC. Now, here's an interesting one. This player has 1,569 hours of custom games, 1,536 hours of unranked, and 65 hours of ranked. So we have over 3,000 hours outside of ranked and 65 in ranked. And they say, hey, I have a riddle for you in chat. How come I'm eligible for this Quickplay Warrior when my most played is in Quickplay? Sure, I'm a Quickplay Warrior, but more than that, I'm a custom games enjoyer, an Insomniac Mercy main that loves Mercy Parkour, friendly lobbies, and is a massive ranked slop snob. I don't know what that means, but okay. I know that I said you don't like to play ranked as much, what you're saying? I main Mercy while also able to play other supports too, but it feels like every game is incredibly difficult until I swap to Brig, Kiriko, Juno, and suddenly I feel like I can actually make some plays and turn the tides, but often I don't because I'm too stubborn. I have been there too, don't worry. This game is the perfect example of why I don't play ranked. It starts off in favor, minus a little hiccup of mine at the very start, but overall it feels like it's gonna be an easy win. Without spoiling much, we go from stomping to me basically holding my staff, waiting for things to happen, but in the end, I felt useless and powerless. So we'll see. Here we go. You're good, don't worry. All right, so far, and keep in mind, a lot of Mercy Parkour, I'm kind of curious to see what the movement's like. Okay. Yep, that's what I expected. Right away, like more of the slingshot than the, obviously you can, yep. I can already tell, by the way, if you didn't notice with the movement right there, and this is what I talk about whenever I watch certain like Mercy VODs. I talk about one, obviously damage boosting your teammate, right, which is already happening. Using different styles of movement, so slingshotting into a doorway, slingshotting into a super jump, things like that. You're seeing a good example of that already. And as somebody who has, saying they have 1,500 hours of 1,500 hours of custom games, this is where you're gonna see that custom game actually come into play, where the movement should be good for that. And one thing you'll notice too is you don't have to have crazy movement. You just need to have movement that's efficient and keeps you alive. But so far it's been solid. You're damage boosting your teammates. You're keeping them alive as much as you can. Using your flash heal. Anybody else here who doesn't play a lot of Mercy, forget it exists still. Because if you might see that today when I'm doing my Mystery Heroes challenge. I 100% will forget about flash heal half the time. I'm not good at Mercy, but I will forget about it somehow, some way. Because I'm just so far doing everything right. You're letting your Kiriko kind of deal with the low ground stuff. You're damaging your teammates when they go in. You're using your movement to kind of go to good spots. You're jabaiting people. A jabait kind of movement that gets me sometimes with Mercy is when the Mercy, it looks like the Mercy's gonna slingshot this way and actually goes backwards. I love that. I love that style. You know what I mean? Where you go like this and then backwards. So the player thinks you're going this way and they lose track of you, and it gives you an extra layer of positioning for a while. So I do like that. So yes, it does work while you're damage boosting. Yes, you can do the flash heal with that. Yep. You can Valk aggressively here if you'd like. Yep. And chat, you're gonna go, well, wait a second. Would you want the Mercy to double out during a Kitsune? Honestly, I think it's fine. I obviously it's a hindsight, issue where you lose the team fight, but I don't think a Valk would have won you the team fight there. I think he a Kitsune with a damage boost to everybody sounds like a pretty dang good combo, right? I mean, even in pro play right now, you're seeing a lot of stacked Kiriko Lucio out, so it's not a bad idea to pop Valk there. I don't think that was an issue. I obviously it's all hindsight. If you win, you lose the team fight, you're like, well, wait a second, I don't think it would have made a difference. I think you're fine. Is basically what I'm getting at. I think that was totally fine. So, yep. Oh, the slingshot. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Definitely pay attention to the Mercy's movement. And again, you're not even seeing it be extremely flashy. You're just seeing it be very solid to the point where this is good. You're not a free kill basically, right? If I get into a game right now on Mercy, there's a guarantee that I am gonna float in the air, and it's not gonna go well. I understand the slingshot, I just don't utilize it as well as a lot of the really good Mercies. Yep, and like, chat, look at that. Like, even using, like, the lingering effect here, where, like, you go to the corner here, you have the damage boost on your... You see, like, the little small, like, note here of, like, going to the wall, keeping the damage boost through the wall because it stays on for a second, so that way if there's anybody there, you're going to be able to survive and have a health pack to play. Little things like that go a long way on Mercy. Yeah, this is the quick play part, but this game isn't the longest of them, so... Yep. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have a tough time guessing the rank for this one. And it's because, like, the Mercy's playing very well. And I have to figure out where I would have this Mercy at. Because, like, the movement is good. The damage boosting is excellent. You even, like, debate people with the movement sometimes. Like, see how clean that was? Like the super jump into, like, I know I'm like, I just talk about Mercy movement a lot because one of the #1 advice I always give in my the Mercy VODs is, like, get your movement down because, like, that's going to be a big decision, and damage boosting. And so far, I'm seeing both of it. Now, I will say that's probably one of the first mistakes I've seen you make. You don't need to res that. Like, let me just show you why. Think about what your spawn is. Obviously, you're going to get, like, the spawn up with your teammate, but, like, you don't have to res that. I would rather see you kind of, like, find a way to, like, survive with your teammates. Maybe get a damage boost out. Like, it's not like the largest of deals, but obviously a res in the middle of the open when they're looking there could be tough. That was, like, probably your first mistake I've seen you make. You know, maybe you made a couple that are, like, you know, someone might point out on, like, the VOD itself, but so far I'm okay with everything here. Yep. You would res everything? Yeah, you can wait a second if you need to. Yep. Well, keep in mind, this is also the quick play version of this, so that's why I'm not able to guess the rank yet, because quick play, like, you know, you might see me on Doomfist in quick play because, you know, I'm getting better at the hero type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, so in the air, you can Valk this if you would like. I would have Valked it actually slightly sooner. Ambitious res, it worked. I was a little bit concerned with, if one thing I've noticed, your res is, your revives can sometimes be a bit reckless. So what I did there was I took the name of the Mercy and I connected the dots and then said reckless as the way. So anyway, they're gonna Kitsune here for the moment. Try to utilize some of the Kitsune if you can to get your cooldown back quicker.
My senses are sharpened.
Yep. That was an Anyari ultimate for sure. Is this the part where you said you feel like you're just stuck, like, kind of waiting for things to happen? Yeah, I mean, this is like a team effort. I mean, like if you were to say, like, hey, if I went, like, Kiriko here with that, you know, or sorry, Juno, or, like, Brig or something, because those are some heroes you had mentioned. I don't think that's the problem right now. I straight up just think their team has been ult stacking on your team for a while, and this is third point Nabani. Like, I don't think it's really, like, a hero issue here at this point yet. I think it's more like your team just hasn't had a chance to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the enemy line side thing I've seen, and the thing is like, initially it wasn't the case at the beginning with that, right? I think what's happened in this is the, oh, I don't know what to do now. So everything, you kind of stop thinking about your positioning. And I'm paying attention to that, because that could be a problem going forward, is like the risky reses, or the reckless reses, as we mentioned, and like trying to be a little bit too much in the open could be a problem. But I also just think this could be like, this happens even in top 500 games, where basically, like, how do I explain it? Where, like, when things stop going well, everybody tries to make a play happen, and then your positioning gets really bad because of it. So then you're like trying to figure out the solution, so you're spending more time looking at, like, what the problem is, like looking at their team, and you're not just able to get kills, and you just kind of run them in circles. So yeah, it's, you know, kind of like when you get the board bubbles on Zarya, you just start bubbling because nothing's happening. So we'll see. Because, like, this is good positioning, right? This is cover usage. This is a good use of it. I don't mind the Valk aggressively. You're getting quick Valks, so it's not too bad, you know? Yeah, you kind of lose the plot is usually what happens, is you stop relying on the teamwork because something isn't working, when in reality, the teamwork is what will get you back into it. And just to look at, like, healing output, pretty solid, you know. Yeah, I will say, and like, yeah, nope. Okay, I will tell you right now, if you res like this, you are gonna have some problems. You have a very risky style, and your reses have been not what I would say is ideal. You don't need to res that. And again, this might be you trying to make a play, force the issue, but don't do that. You don't need to make that play. The reses, you don't need that, right? Your team loses the team fight, but I want to get you out of this habit, right? I want to get you out of this habit of like going for those risky reses. Now, again, it doesn't mean, I don't want you to not go for like a clutch res, right? But like a clutch res is like, it's a 4v5 and like, there's an Ash up here and your teammate dies right here and you go up here and you res and you use the movement of like, a Valk or like your Mercy movement to get a res off. I guess a reckless res would be resing in the middle of the open like this. Flying into their team. Like when you resed here. That is more of just like you don't need that res and it's not worth it at the time. A Valk res around an Ash up here, I can get, right? A middle of the team fight as your teammates are pushing up when you go for like a risky res around the corner like this when they're like right here, right? But like you're right here and they have to push a little bit over to get you, I can accept that, right? But kind of going like over here in the middle of the open to res, that is not what I want to see. And I think that will be something you definitely need to improve on. Maybe this could just be like you're playing a little bit more tilted because your team's been held for almost 6 minutes. So I can maybe give a little bit of wiggle room on that and we'll kind of see what happens in your next game. I would say that's a good res because they can't see you. So. Is it just healing the DPS? Here's my take. I think that's okay. Straight up. I have seen the Mercy go and heal the Rhine a little bit occasionally. But I think like healing your DPS as Mercy, like to give you an idea, like that's totally normal. Like if I played, let's say I'm in a game right now with a Mercy in a top 500 game. If my Mercy was on me the whole time healing, basically the tank has to position correctly to where you don't need to be relying on a Mercy to heal you. The Mercy can damage boost your DPS and keep your DPS alive, which means the other support like a Kiriko will keep your Rhine alive and then you assist with heals when you need it. But like this hasn't been one of those situations. Like you want to like damage boost your DPS and you also heal your DPS quicker because that healing passive and like Mercy's had so many different nerfs and like this and that. So like you kind of have to heal your DPS a little bit more than your tank. It doesn't mean that like don't heal your tank. It just means that like if your tank isn't going to be in the correct spots and takes a crap ton of damage, you'll never catch up on heals or you'll end up wasting flash heals that you don't need to waste. So like I would rather see the DPS pocketed and then you take a look at your tank when it's necessary. Again, if there's a Mercy player, that has advice on like, how to manage that with tanks, go for it. Like it's not my most played hero, so I always leave that door open for like suggestions if there's something I miss out on. As long as you're within reason and not being mean about it, like I have no problem with like help in the comments for people on like how to make that decision making. But like for the most part, like I generally would see more damage boosting on your teammates. Damage boosting the Baby Diva is great, helps the suit get back quicker, so I do agree with this. But you don't want to pocket your tank the whole time. So based on that, tank and DPS dies. Who do you revive? Depends on the situation. Does your DPS have an ultimate that can win a team fight? Does your tank have in a spot that's easily resable and not killable? Then I would say make a decision off of that. Like I would res my if I see my Sigma with ultimate and we want to push third point, I res my Sigma over like an Emray because my Sigma would be able to kind of hold down the third point. But if my Emray has ultimate and my Sigma can come back as a fast hero, then I res my Emray. It just depends. Clockwork Shadow, thanks for the 6 months of the Prime Supreme, thank you. It's kind of funny that you did that res I talked about. Remember I mentioned that, chat? Like the risky res, but like also makes sense. Like right here, around the corner, you see that? That was a risky res. It was end of the game. Like, so pretend there's still time on the clock. I'm okay with that res because like they have to push into you to get you. It's a little bit risky, but it's also a clutch res if it works, right? And it was the end of the fight, so you kind of had to do that. So, yeah. So yeah, your team kind of just got rolled. I mean, like for your, for the sake of like giving you like a bit of feedback, the revives definitely need some work. Movement was solid, but sometimes as it got worse during the game, you strayed away from your good positioning. So I want you to really think about that positioning. But either way, now it's time to guess the rank. I'm gonna go somewhere in the middle right now. And again, bear with me because like this was a tougher one to figure out. I'm gonna go with a very kind of in the middle. This is gonna be a very solid guess, and I could be way off. I could be very accurate, or I could be within like a very short range of it. I'm gonna go with Plat 1. And I'm doing this purely because I think this rank game will help me a lot. But there was a couple of mistakes you made that like if you were in a rank game and you start to like lose track of what you need to do as a team, that's where you start to kind of have inconsistencies. And that's kind of what I'm looking at. Now, I could be wrong. You could be way higher up there. You could be lower than that. But I think that's a good guess to start with. Either way, we'll get to this map. I'll read what the details are. And then we'll go from there, okay? My placement match had me feeling like I did really well despite the anxiety and pressure that comes from playing comp. One of the enemy DPS was trying to kill me and my Ashe, and he was really mad in chat, but honestly, I have a feeling that if I was any other support, the outcome would have been the same, and me being on Mercy doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Wins feel like team diff, and losses feel like I should just swap. Any and all advice is welcome. All right, I'll see what happens. Again, I still see Mercy's win. It's about... But at the same time, like, yeah, obviously, like, if your teammates are dying over and over again, you know, and you're not able to keep your teammates up and the damage boost isn't getting value, then, yeah, finding utility elsewhere could work, right? It's going to be on you to figure out if the value of your damage boost is bringing a lot to the table. If your Valks are bringing a lot to the table. If your Reses are. If they are, great. Tracer just fell off the map. Good start. Para got two-shot there. Not your fault. Now, remember the Reses we talked about. Much better. There you go. Much safer. Good job. You have two heroes to pocket. You also have a Moira, so the Moira can take care of, like, keeping your Sigma alive. So to give you an idea, you're back into that more damage boost heavy playstyle. Good job. Remember, you do want to help your Moira a little bit in these situations. Good job. Okay. You're good. So far, so good. That's on your tank being too aggressive. That's on you or your Moira. Your Moira was getting dove. Your Sigma just needed to stay there. Artemis, thanks for the 22 months of the tier 1.
It's been a long time.
Movement was fine, a little bit risky, but you're good. All right, still waiting.
Let's move the payload.
Yeah, nobody's pushing cart, which I was waiting for something to happen. So far, everything's pretty chill. Teammates are in good spots, keeping your teammate alive. Your tank's pretty aggro, so you could be with your tank if you want to in a second, but it doesn't have to be. A little bit of a note for anybody wondering on the Mercy side of this. You can benefit your Sigma ult a little bit, not on the slam down, but if you know your Sigma has ultimate, you can damage boost your Sigma for the lift up damage. So there's a default lift up damage you do when you lift somebody up that can help your Sigma get that threshold better on the 50% HP. For anybody new to the game, Sigma's ultimate does 50% of HP, so any extra damage you can do. So you could right click the lift up, and then you could also right click the follow up damage if you want to. Just as like a note for anybody wondering, but like before a Sigma ults, if you have the damage boost going, you'll give a little bit of bonus to that lift up damage, which is gonna be, I love having that happen whenever I'm on Sigma, so. Doing fine. You're looking for the Pharah. You can go for the res. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Good res. Yep. Very good play. You can damage boost for a second. Put a little bit of heals up. Yeah, you're good. You have the right idea here. Yeah, you're good. No, you can't damage boost the drop. No, you can damage boost the lift up. Yes, the drop doesn't, if you could damage, like, so the reason why you can't damage boost the drop is because think about how much extra damage would be there. Like, it'd be like, if it's at 50%, like, imagine if it goes to, like, that you could lift it to, like, 70% or something, it would be ridiculous. Like, you would just, Sigma Ultimate would be the best ultimate in the game. So, like, it would be broken. So, yeah, 50% is the cap on that, so that's why you would only damage boost the lift up. But then you can damage boost the follow-up, like the shots after in the air, too. So, again, just do your best to keep your teammates alive here. It's okay to, like, if people are wondering about healing the tank, it's okay to try to heal the tank up there because the tank took a lot of damage from the Sigma ultimate. That's where you would kind of go into a little bit more heal body on the tank for a second because the tank took all that damage. That's a situation where you would do those heals. Yep.
Rocket barrage incoming.
Good job. Sorry, we got the Bengal break. Bengal break. All right, there you go, buddy. There you go. Good boy. I will say you probably could pocket the Pharah. I don't know. Did the previous game have that same like player in there? Because that could be the case. I haven't. I don't know though. Either way, pocketing the Pharah could be good, but I also like it's hit or miss on like some of these points. Plus sometimes it could also be like sometimes there'll be like Pharah players that will get the Mercy kill too because of how they play also. So it might be like one of those like, you know, you play with a ton of Pharahs who do that and you're like, so. But I agree that like both of them could. Oh, they said the Ashe was dove with the Mercy. Okay, maybe that's what it was. I'll see though. I mean, if I notice anything on that, I'll look. But Ashe is doing well enough to begin with. What's the Pharah looking like right now anyway? Yeah, I mean, numbers are still solid. So. Oh, is the Sully emotes? I'm glad you enjoy him.
Heroes never die.
I will say, little bit of a, I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I will say in current Overwatch, Pharah is becoming a lot more self-sufficient. So with Pharah being a little bit more self-sufficient now, I feel like it's okay to kind of like make a decision on that more so than it used to be. You can damage boost your Pharah, which is good. But I also think that like Pharah's in a spot where like she's getting played in pro play without out of pocket because of the damage output you do regardless. It doesn't mean like don't pocket a Pharah. It just means that like there is a world now where it's happening less than it used to be, which was Blizzard's intention because like pocketed Pharahs were really difficult to deal with. So they kind of made the hero feel like more like a mid-range, like even though you can long range too. It's just like it's a very like. It's one of those. I'll trust the Mercy's decision on who to pocket here, but yeah. Again, I don't know exactly how that stuff would specifically work, but anyway. Good pick. But yeah, I mean, like, but like for example, damage boosting the Ashe on this angle is fine. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so like, that's perfect. Yeah, I think you did that right. You started with the Ashe, you couldn't find the angle, you went to your teammate to help there. Your Ashe is a little bit isolated on the right side, which really like isn't your fault at that point. And you can go for a good res play. Perfect. Yeah, that was excellent. No issue right there. Yeah, that was good decision making. You left your teammate before it got too much of an issue. Your teammate stayed there. You went and helped your teammates up front, and then you reverted back to those spots. I think that was totally fine. I don't think there's any issue from my side on that, how you played that. The movement's excellent. Yeah, I mean, again, the movement may not appear as flashy as some like movements you'll see on Mercy, but like it doesn't have to be. Like it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. It's still good movement, by the way. And again, this is why I always kind of suggest finding like one of the Mercy Parkour servers sometimes if you want to practice movement, because this is a player who has a crap ton of hours in Mercy Parkour. I mean, literally, remember, this Mercy has more hours in custom games than even Quickplay, which will give you an idea of like how much practice is done there on that movement side. So, yep. There you go. Okay. Movement solid. Wait. Good damage boost. Okay. I'm trying to see. Yeah, see, I can see the same thing. Like, it'd be kind of hard to damage boost the Pharah with the Genji on the Ashe a lot. Like, that Genji is literally just, yeah, see? Like, that Genji is dive in the Ashe. And, like, even that wasn't able to help. So, like, that's why it's tough. You can probably pop Valk here. I mean, Valk for Valk. Don't mind that aggressive res, because, like, they don't have the angles on you up on the high ground. So, good job on that one. Yeah, that was fine. Good sequence. All right, now, let me give you an example. Damage boosting your Pharah during an ultimate would be a good idea here. Heck, you can damage boost your Moira during an ultimate if you wanted to. So, like, these are things to look out for during this that I would, like, at least try to pay attention to. You know? Going up. Going around. Okay. Good movement. Man, that Genji is trying his absolute best there to get those kills. The Mercy died yet? One death right now. Good res, it's a safe res, nobody's there. So even when that kill does happen, you're basically ruining that play. Going up with your Pharah. Remember, Pharah has ultimate, so damage boosting the ultimate would be key here. Which it seems to be that's what you're doing. Yep, and you're paying attention. I see what you're doing. You're paying attention to your Ashe, so your Ashe can... You can see what it... Yeah, good job. Yep, I know exactly what you're doing here. Go... Yep. I mean, yeah. This has been good. Again, I don't know. Yeah, it's not much to add here just yet. Still would have liked to see you damage boost the Pharah ultimate there. A little bit of a note. I know it's a small note, but like, hey, you've been playing fairly well to where it's been hard to give a lot of like feedback. So, you know, just look for that opportunity. A damage boost on your Pharah would maybe get an extra kill. If not, put more pressure. And it was in a safe spot to where they wouldn't get killed for it. Falcon up. I see. I will say, one thing I want to keep note of, if your Ashe is going to be this far back, though, whether or not like this Ashe is a duo or not, I don't know. I have no idea. But like, even if Ashe isn't, don't like stay here with the Ashe. This Ashe is doing like, look at this value. There's nothing to be done here. You want to be up there with your teammates much quicker. So I just want to show that like you sitting back there has kind of caused a bit of a problem. Like where you're just like not actually getting any value. You're just sitting there waiting for something to happen. So yeah, it could be a comms issue. Yeah, sometimes like you know, if you hit tab and just see just in case. Well, the reason why the Valk happened was because of that. That's why I talked about that. Of the pause very quickly. The Valk happens because the Mercy is far back with the Ashe, and it isn't like they're just sitting there waiting for something to happen. You want to be proactive up there with your teammate, and then maybe that Valk doesn't happen because you can heal your Sigma. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more along the lines of broken keyboard. It's more along the lines of like because the Mercy played far back and didn't play up with the team as like there was nothing to deal with in the back line. You lost a little bit of value there and forced the Valk on yourself. Yeah. Anyway, again, not bad. Like, okay, so like right now, this is what I mean. Like right now, there's no one here. I want you to see, there's no one here. So the most value you're gonna get as a Mercy in this situation, as of right now, is damage boosting your Pharah on the spam into here, at the very least onto your Sigma. See what I mean? They're coming from this way. Your Ashe is all the way back here. You should be up here with this part of the team doing the damage to this part of the team. Okay? Right now, your Ashe is playing very safe. So you don't, like, this is your safety net out. Okay? This is your way out to safety. Use your teammates here to get aggressive, get more damage boost value, and then you have your Ashe for safety. But that's one thing I've noticed is that, like, if your team plays very safe, you're losing value by just doing this. See? See this? Like right now, you want to be like spamming your, like, give it to your Pharah, the damage boost. Like go to your Pharah, stick with your Pharah for now. Yep. You don't have to go, yep. Your Pharah almost dies. Again, this is where that damage output will be awesome to have. Now you can swap back to your Ashe if you need to. See? Because they made it to the point. See? Do you see the difference here? Your Pharah dies there because your Pharah's a little bit aggressive. I don't think I would have had you save him. And then with that Bob, you could go for a res now, slingshot off the Bob. If you want to, or you can wait if you really want to, but because your Pharah can spawn up. Okay, your Pharah already spawned up, you're good. Really worried about the Genji though? Yeah, but the Genji, like, is one, like, you'll know the Genji's there. If their whole team dies, they're coming from spawn. So you're going to see that Genji. Yep. You are losing some damage boost value by waiting as long as you are to help, like, everybody else. I do want to show you that. Res is fine, good job. Recognizing, like, you know, there's nobody who can follow up there except the Queen. And then with your Valk, it's a much easier res, so good job. No issues with that. Okay. Still sitting on the high ground. Definitely heal your Sigma. Heal your Sigma, don't worry about your Ashe. It feels like you almost feel like you have to be on your Ashe 24/7. It always feels like you're looking towards your Ashe more than anything else, which is definitely, again, it's not the worst, but I think you're missing out on a few percentage here and there of like better damage boost and like this and that. Because you're like very pocket on him. Like, I understand like keeping him alive during the Genji dive-in, but like that's a whole different story. So anyway, won the game. Good job. If I had to give like feedback again, make sure your reses aren't risky. This was a much better res game out of you. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I feel like your revives were much better. Movement-wise, you definitely want to maneuver, you know, around corners, which you did for the most part. I do want to see you get better with your damage boost, like back and forth. Not that you're not damage boosting, it's that you're so like tunnel vision on your Ashe that like your Pharah, you know, missing out on 20% ult charge at the beginning of a spawn door, like, you know, spam. Like, that's a lot of spam damage that you should utilize. If you have a team kill, you know the Genji ain't going to be there yet. You have a 20-second window. So if the Ashe wants to sit back and not play up, well, then go play up with your team and then go back to your Ashe as that safety net. Use that to your advantage. You have a passive teammate who plays further back. Use that as your way out. Use that as your escape. Go up there with your teammates. But overall, you played it well. Most of your timings were good. You had the right idea. Movement was solid. Obviously, most of the times they got you in the quick play one was because you just went for the reses. Positioning was solid. Decision-making was pretty good. I think decision-making is one thing that would hold you back on if you're only going to pocket one singular person. It's okay to give a little bit of love to the other heroes on your team, recognizing, you know, a damage boost on a Pharah occasionally, not all the time. You can stick with your Ashe if you want to a lot of time, but help your Pharah out a little bit more. You know, damage boost a Moira Orban, right? I think that works, right? You know, damage boost some Sigma shots at those. Basically, if they're going to have to go through a choke, don't sit back and wait for them to go through it. Damage boost your teammates up. I think if you do that, you'll be in a good spot. So if I had to guess a rank here, my guess of the rank would be, I guess Plat 1 initially, Diamond 4. I saw enough on this comp game to upgrade you to Diamond 4. Could be higher, actually. But I think that if you get too damage boost heavy on one singular hero and don't spread like some of that damage boost around and like all of that, like it could be hit or miss. But I think Diamond 4 is where I'm gonna guess. I could be wrong. And the rank is, wow. All right. I want to make sure I got this right so I don't make the same mistake. Give me a second here. One second. Masters 4.
I want to make sure I got this right. Masters 4.
That's still good. I mean, like, can I be honest with you? I'm not, like, thrown off by that number. I'm not surprised. The only reason why I went with a lower rank on that one was because of the tunnel vision on the one damage boost. Like, the movement was there. The ult usage was there. It was just, like, you know, the tunnel vision on the one singular player there. But, like, the gameplay was smooth. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not surprised by that. Like, I don't see that and go, oh, I just didn't think it would be that high. The damage boost stuff was good. So, yeah, work on the things that we mentioned, and I think you'll be good. But, yeah, I mean, great job. Masters 4 is great. Obviously, you don't play a lot of rank, but you played well, and that's what matters. Keep in mind, it was, for the placement chat, 7-3, only 5 minutes of Brigitte and Mizuki. So it wasn't like it was a ton of Mercy. It was all Mercy for the most part. So great job. Yeah, I feel like you played that well. Congrats on being a higher rank on the guess that I did. And yeah, great movement. And it goes to show you that, you know, getting a lot of time on that Mercy movement can help a ton because the movement was smooth and I think it helped a lot. So great job there. And yeah, if you like the video, make sure to like button, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. You want to submit your own video like this, anything on my Discord for like spectators. My Discord is where to do that. And if you want to watch another one of these quick play warriors, we've got a ton of them now. So click this video here on the side. It's going to be a good one. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day/night.